My first time at Norris Square, I had actually came to drop off flyers for my theater company asking if I could promote, and I remember meeting Evelyn and Val and them kind of just saying, yeah, you can drop off your flyers.
My first day, I was really nervous because I was the new person, but then it was actually one of the youth, Bianca, who made me feel better. She was like, "You're new?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You'll fit in fine." She was like, "Welcome." So it was cool.
It was really awkward. I didn't know anyone and I was super shy. Everyone kept coming up to me trying to get me to be more open, and I just didn't want to do it.
My first time was like very welcoming. Everybody was nice.
The first time I was really nervous because I was the youngest, and I think I still am the youngest. So I feel like I wasn't gonna fit over them.
I actually felt welcomed because some people welcomed me. Like then there was Saul and Matt and Antoine. We got along well. We would play video every day when we came.
There was plants in the bathroom. It was like really lush. There was color everywhere. There's a lot of youth here. And I remember visiting the gardens with Rafael Alvarez when he was garden director, and going into the casita and just feeling really connected with a lot of memories.
My first time at Norris Square was back in 1979. I used to come here for after school program when I was in kindergarten because my mom worked here. Not here, but in the community. And I used to go to Catholic school, St. Boniface, and she did aftercare, and this is what I did.
As far as my first day, I don't really remember. It was during the height of the summer program. So just imagine 50 young kids, you know, from 6 years old to 12-year-olds, and then probably another 30 high school students all in this building. So it was pretty chaotic, but chaotic in a beautiful, wonderful way.
I moved here to the neighborhood about 20 years ago because of Norris Square. And I had heard from the founder of this program, Natalie Kempner, that this was this great program. We had kids here from ages 6 to 18 at the time, and we had gardens, and she knew I'd be interested in all that.
My first time in Norris Square was when I met Natalie Kempner. And Natalie Kempner is one of the founders of Norris Square Neighborhood Project. She was a teacher of one of my daughters, Lisa. When we are the senior citizens now, that was the old Miller School. And she used to be a teacher there. She fell in love with my daughter. She was very gentle and very nice, very incredible. And that was my first time. When they bought the place, that was an apartment. They were apartments, people were living there. But we used to do activities in the yard. So that was my first time there.
But you guys came from a seed that you guys planted. You planted a seed.
Where did y'all plant it at?
The basement.
In the basement.
So then what we do, when we got the soil, we use our finger, we dig a little hole, we plant the pepper into the hole, and we cover it around it with dirt. And that's it.
Hey. It makes me feel comfortable, and everybody here is just really welcoming and makes me want to be here.
It makes me feel like this is my second home in a way, because everybody is really nice and they treat me like my sister.
Well, Norris Square is like a second home for me. Everybody here chill.
Norris Square makes me feel like I am in a family setting, and very comfortable, friendly atmosphere. It's like a second home or an away home from my home.
It feels like a home because I can come and go pretty much any time. I hang out with the students who come here and the workers, like Saul, who was our counselor.
Norris Square Yeah, I'm gonna call it Positive Square, not Norris Square, Positive Square. Because I mean, there ain't nothing but positivity.
Wonderful. I think, generally speaking, it kind of centers me and helps me find peace. I think it also inspires me. I think, you know, the staff here are an inspiration. Their talent, creativity, and dedication, and then the youth here as well. You know, there's some really great minds that come through this program, and though unfortunately some of our students may not excel in school for one reason or another outside of their control, they seem to excel here, and I think it's because we offer them a really unique, peaceful place where they can grow.
I was there for so many years, and I met since the beginning. So I have met everybody that has been the director, the teachers, a lot of the founders, a lot of the board members, and my connection with the children and my connection with the family. That is still in my heart. I am retired, so I don't have that close connection now, but in my heart, it's coming a lot to me.
Norris Square makes me feel like I belong. And I don't often feel like I belong in many spaces as my full self. And that I could belong with all of my differences. And all of the things that also make me special, make me an individual. And I really appreciate that. So the feeling of belonging, the feeling of home, the feeling of love, the feeling of frustration, right? Because you're with a family as well. So not to say that everything is perfect here, but through its imperfections, it has allowed me to grow. It has allowed me to forgive. It has allowed me to challenge myself. So overall, I think the feeling is actually growth.
Very full in my heart because you just see the beauty of the community. People just walking back and forth to the gardens. I see 6 or 8 people I say hi to, talk to people on their porch, people in the park, you know, spreading the word of God, people exercising, people selling food, you know, it's just like this real community spirit that you feel.
Make me feel great. Make me feel like it made me feel like I can have accomplished great things in my life.
We are in Las Parcelas, the most beautiful place you can be. When this was all only open space, no fences, only cars going in and out, you know, and a lot of drugs going on the next corners. So that was in those years that we were Sister Carol and a group of women. We used to, with the police, of course, stand in the corners and say, "No drugs here tonight." And we were able to clean the neighborhood, yes. And now we just have to try and teach young people like Louis so that he can continue the job that somebody else started, right?
Grupo Motivos, believe it or not, I didn't know any of the women. They were not my friends. I didn't know them. They belonged to Sister Carol. She was one of the directors, and she did a lot of good work in the community fighting against the drugs. So these women, they will accompany her on those, you know, standing at the corners and going to meetings. I didn't go to any of those meetings, so I didn't know them. But then the district attorneys gave us the building that is on the corner of Dolphin and Papethorpe. And that's how I started knowing these women. And then we used to be like in the gardens, talking, listening to music. And it was easy during the summer. But then, one year, they disappeared. You know, we, Puerto Rican, we are worse than the bears. We hide during the winter time. So I was like, it Miss Brown, how can you keep these women together during the winter time? So I say, can we cook? Let's cook something. It was somebody and said, I have tomato sauce. Tomatita, do you have this? And she said, yeah, I have this. And then Paulina, and then we put it together and we make soup, something very simple. But that gave us the opportunity to sit down and start knowing each other. And little by little we started sewing. And they invited me to a meeting. Even if they didn't invite me to a meeting, I will go to meetings in the community. And I will take one of them. And we started little by little until we became a family. The women, we were 15, extremely important to me. We built a very strong relationship. I have never heard or seen a group of women, Puerto Rican women, with the commitment that they had for any organization, in this case, for Norris Square Neighborhood Project.
I think Norris Square made me more creative. I mean, or growing out my creativity.
Before this, I didn't really socialize that much. Like, I literally spent most of my time at home. When I came here, I got to interact with new people and actually make friends, because most of my friends actually came to Norris Square. This is how I met them. So the fact that I could come here made a change to my life.
I know that for a lot of youth it's like a second home, and I know that for at least one youth it has been their actual first home before, and that's a pretty big impact to have on a young person.
It definitely gave me a new hobby, because I never like really messed with a camera or done editing before I came here. So it was like, it gave me like a new hobby, a new interest, and like now I'm stuck with it.
But I do remember one youth coming in and having a wall up, very defensive, kind of felt like he was kind of forced to be there at first. But you know, the staff there were very welcoming, very kind-hearted, and eventually he opened up to them and explained his a little bit about his background and how he didn't have his parents growing up. And Norris Square ended up being his family, and the building became his second home. And over time, this youth, he definitely became connected to Norris Square, and he would come in very early. He would leave very late, and he just fell in love with the idea of Norris Square. And when I tell that story in that way, a lot of people say, well, where is he now? What is he doing? Then I say, I'm still here. I'm still at Norris Square. It's been an amazing, going on 11 years now, and they're still my family. This is still my home.
I remember a student, it was winter time, and there was one student who didn't have a jacket. And I remember kind of like privately asking the student, like, hey, like, you need to have a jacket, like, it's cold outside. Mama Bear kicked at me, but also realizing, like, trying to see if they needed a coat, like, what could we do as a staff to support them. And one of our other students had kind of overheard the conversation and had told the student, hey, come with me, I'll take you home, I have an extra jacket that I can give you. And that moment for me, I remember that moment so clearly, because I remember just that act of kindness, that act of, it was 2 boys, so that act of brotherhood really impacted me, because I was just like, when I see them care for each other, that's when I know we're doing something right. And even the student who was giving the jacket, who's severely poor, who, like, I know has gone without many things, was willing to offer without question something. So also, like, it always challenged that the thought that poor people will always be poor. I'm like, no, poor is a mindset, because you can live in poverty, but you can be rich with love, rich with kindness, rich with so many things. And so that was a reminder for me of that's the kind of world I want to live in.
A boy named David who went through the program, and he was about 8 years old at the time. And I said to him, David, what do you think you want to do when you grow up? What's your future look like? And his answer, I still remember, and it still haunts me, and it still worries me. And he said, nothing, because I'm no good, and I'll never do anything. And right then, I knew how badly needed Norris Square was. That I'm sure there's other children who feel badly about themselves like David did, and that we need to do everything we can to make this program as good as we can to help save kids like David.
And the only one person I can really think of is Crystal. Being that I had her in Hunter School and seeing the growth between elementary and middle school to high school, I'm very, very proud of her. She worked with Marion in the gardens, and this young lady showed me that people can change.
Someone like my earlier experiences with Edith Brown, who's the founder of Grupo Motivos and the founder of many other gardens, and just learning from her and spending time in her kitchen, gardening with her, have really impacted me. The teachings, I've learned so much from her that I implement day to day in the work that I do here.
So it shows like I know that it has been a great impact. Perhaps the only great impact in the life of many children that now they are grown-ups with their families.
I think what keeps me here is the youth that I get to work with every day. Coming in, being able to impact their lives with anything I can teach them or advice I can give them. You know, I like to be there for them, even outside of work hours. I mean, if you need help, I'm there. So I just like being able to help them because growing up, I didn't have people sometimes to count on. So when some students are like, yo, like I really need your help, or you know, can I borrow this? And I'll pay you back. Stuff like that. Just anything I could just really like help and showing up for them is what makes me happy. And I'm happy when they're happy. So I don't know. I just like being able to do art, teach it to youth, and then see them grow into like these just positive people that want to spread positive things to other people. So when I see them take what we teach them here in Norris Square and then like run with it and you know show it to their siblings or show it to their community, it's just a good feeling.
I've also seen students come here with maybe no interest in the arts or no interest in culture, and then by the time they leave here, you know, having that interest. They might not be artists necessarily, or might not be, you know, the next Salvador Dali or Vincent van Gogh, but they leave here having confidence in their creative side.
It's just a place where you can come, have fun, meet new people.
Positive. Norris Square is very positive.
It's hard to describe.
Norris Square, a creative place for youth to go of different backgrounds, just to have fun and be themselves. Norris Square is like, I don't know, it feels like a big like family, community. You know, everyone knows each other and we just have fun.
Diverse, creative. I mean, there's a lot of creative people in here.
A place where you can learn about things you don't learn in school.
I would describe Norris Square as really alive with people, plants, movement, music.
It's tough to describe Norris Square because it's so many different things. It's kind of like a kaleidoscope of all these bright colors that form an image, and then that image disappears and creates another image. So I just think of it as a variety of colors coming together, you know, and those colors representing staff, youth, community residents, senior citizens, you name it.
We knew the importance of families, and that's what it was. The decorations, the curtains, the food, the harinitas, the cornmeal, the candy, everything that was made there was made for a purpose. We knew that it was a lot of struggle happening in the community, and we wanted Norris Square to be that difference for the children. We knew that it was chaos at home, and we wanted them to come at 3 o'clock from school and feel relaxed and see possibilities. So that's that's what we strive for through the years.
I think there would be a lot of tears. I think there would be a lot of sadness. I do see the ways that the community is changing, a lot of gentrification.
I would feel extremely sad. I would not want Norris Square to close down after almost 40 years, probably over 40 years. A lot of people probably really rely on this as like a place to call home.
I would cry. Many people would be hurt. Being that we have this program open, it keeps them busy. Should we close? These kids be out on the street.
Damn, Norris Square closed.
And I would have to protest. I'm gonna protest. I'm be like, yo, I'm gonna raise a lot of money so we can keep Norris Square open.
It'd be a sad day. Sadly, I've thought about this a bunch of times. Just as executive director, you face challenges, and I faced those moments where we had to make tough decisions about potentially closing the organization. And there's not many organizations in Philly like Norris Square Neighborhood Project. There's not many organizations that combine the arts, culture, and even gardening, and spaces that allow youth to really have the voice that they might not have at school.
If this ought to close down, it will be very sad and a shame, because this is something that we need for the community and for the youth.
I think a lot of kids would lose their place. A lot of kids come here because they feel that they have a voice here, they can talk, they can make a difference, and if it closes, they don't know what they're going to do. This place is here so that we could escape all of that, escape the peer pressure of drugs and doing violent activities.
First, I think it would take an army to close down Norris Square. I think people, the youth, the staff, I don't think they will allow it. I just don't see it happening so easily without a fight. And I've never tied myself to any tree, but Norris Square, I would definitely put up a fight, and I won't let it happen.
My favorite memory in Norris Square was when we all came together on Thanksgiving, and we had like a Thanksgiving dinner, and it was just like, it was nice. Cause I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving, so it was nice to go somewhere.
Probably my teacher, Saul. He's like so funny. He always encouraged me to do more stuff. He's hilarious.
My favorite memory was when I took like 10 to 15 sandwiches. I put some in my pocket. I put some in my pocket and I just left.
Probably the first day of the summer job, Saul was making us try and do a bunch of weird activities so that we could bond, and it was just messing with marshmallows and pasta noodles, and it failed horribly, but I bonded with so many people in like that span of 15 minutes.
My favorite thing about Norris Square is Saul Zayas. And I say Saul because Saul has been the one person that, especially as a teaching artist, that has been with me since I started. So I think the growth that I've seen us together as not just as staff members, but also like a core friendship developing, is that like to see the growth with not only, like I said, our students, but also with someone like Saul, who was a student here, but also like now as a teaching artist, and just does so much for like our youth, and who I admire so much. And so I would say my favorite thing about NSMP is this vibrant young soul and man who just loves unconditionally and doesn't complain and is always willing to help out and shows me the kind of a glimpse of the person that I want to be, and so I really value him, and I really value everything he's given to the organization and the energy he brings through these doors every day.
The laughing, there's lots of laughing that goes on, so that's for sure. I'll miss Saul's jokes. Saul's a jokester, especially when it comes to staff meetings. Yeah, I think the laughing and just the family-like environment. The fact that I know I could come into Norris Square and be myself and not have to change at all and still be welcome. I'll definitely miss that. And I'll miss just seeing the smiles that walk through the door.
We used to have a program for kids ages 6 to 14. I miss that terribly. And the other thing I miss is camping. Every summer we used to go camping. The little kids, teenagers, we all would go out with tents to a really beautiful place, try different places, and we would camp for 3-4 days and cook, swim, campfires, hikes. Everybody loved it, and I miss it, and I wish we could still do that.
So what's your name?
My name is Catherine Parker.
And how long have you been working with Prodigies?
I've been at Prodigies this last year. Back before that, I was there for 4 years.
Okay.
Co-founded it with Saul Zayas
That's right.
4 years ago.
I miss my friends, the staff members that used to work here. I miss Rosa, I miss Nada, I miss Althea, Manny, Lem, Juan. I just miss all my old friends, Reed, Catherine, my mentor, who definitely helped me a lot through life and was a woman figure in my life, and I just miss a lot of my old friends that used to work here with me.
People, man, that's the best thing about it.
I always say to them to honestly learn who they are. Where are they coming from? Because if we don't do that, if they don't learn that, they are going to be, like you hold to a balloon very tightly and your arm is getting tired, or you get distracted. And what is going to happen to the balloon? It's going to fly away. It's going to go. You cannot bring that balloon back to me. And especially what is happening around the planet, they are taking away everything, and it is extremely important for these children and for us to know who we are. And they, like that, we could easily appreciate all the cultures, and that's what I would leave to the kids. Learn who you are, because with that comes responsibility and with that comes respect.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Adames. I'm connected to Norris Square by because when I was here younger, we used to have all this stuff. We used to go to the pools and we used to plant stuff outside, and we're still here, but we're coming back next year.
God, I was on camera.
Hey, chickens!
Oh, he's talking about the chickens.
So yeah, but he making more money. And
Y'all enjoying this? Y'all enjoying your time at Norris Square? Oh, word? What about you, Teddy? How long you been going here?
2 years.
2 years.
3 years now. My 3rd year.
You been going here since middle school?
No, high school. I started in 9th grade. I would have told you. But it's still at 17 now, so. As long as I've been here, I still ain't got in a fight.
That's good.
No, everybody expect I got in a fight in school. I can't go nowhere without getting in a fight.
You got them waves, yo. I need to get hair like yours. It's like
I was doing.
That's it. Yeah. We got fools in the streets running from cops on their feet. Gotta stop, just to breathe. I've been through alleyways. Gotta find a way to make a break for it like your name Forrest Gump. I'ma use my trump card, N-O-R-R-I-S, 4 sides, nothing less, made a mess. I confess my sins, I address like a red dress in a white room with the loud tunes and a crowd too. And I can't move, but here's the truth between me and you. We're the seeds of the future, we're the preachers, we're the teachers, we're the saints, we're the ones with the change, we're the ones with the pain, we're the ones with the power, not to cower. We bloom like a flower in the tower, spitting out that fire like it's dire. We go much higher than required. We're the ones they desire, they admire. Going harder than Vince Carter. Call me Michael Myers, cause I'm killing the beat.
Yo, you done already? I gotta leave. It's like 9:30.
Yeah, I'm done. Is this your sandwich?
No, that's my sandwich. Your sandwich still in the microwave. Probably done burned it.
You lying, bro. I did burn it.
You burned it?
Can I have yours though?
Oh man, go with my sandwich. Alright, come on, wrap this stuff up. Wrap this stuff up, let's go, we gotta go.
Alright, I'm gonna get one of the ones from the back.
Alright, go ahead.
Man, I'm gonna miss Norris Square and everybody.
No, you win some, lose some.
That gotta do with anything.
I mean, this John's still recording, man. How you turn it off?
You gotta press.